So the first question in module 2 we're going to do is question 16. So we're being told that a curve is being defined by the parametric equations x is equal to 3 plus 2t and y is equal to 1 upon t. And we're being asked for the Cartesian equation of the curve. So a quick way to remember this is that the Cartesian equation only has x and y as the variables. So what we have to do is we have to get rid of the t. So we're going to use simultaneous equation. So we're basically going to find what t is for one of them. So here t would be 1 over y. And then we're going to plug this t into here. So we're going to have x is equal to 3 plus 2 open bracket 1 over y. Then we have x is equal to 3 plus 2 over y. Now we're going to solve for y. Okay, so now we're going to carry over the 3 and we're going to have x minus 3 is equal to 2 over y. We're going to multiply this entire x minus 3 by the y. So you're cross multiplying, but you're multiplying the entire thing. So don't make the mistake of just putting the y on the x. It has to go on every single thing in the bracket. So therefore we're going to have y open bracket x minus 3 is equal to 2. Y is equal to 2 over x minus 3, and that is D. Okay, so for number 17, we have sine open bracket 3 degrees minus a, and we're basically being asked to expand it. So if you remember from we have some rules. So the rules go, when you're doing sine a plus b, so we're going to call this one a and we're going to call this one b. I will insert the rules at the end of this clip. So it's weird calling a b, but we're just going to call it b for this. So sine a plus b is equal to sine a, so what is a? 30. A cos b, so b is this. I will keep the sign, minus cos a sine b. So basically we do sine of the first one times cos of the second one. Then we keep the sign. Then we do cos of the first one times sine of the second one. So we all know that sine 30 is equal to a half cos a minus, and what is cos 30? Cos 30 is root 3 over 2. It's good when you know this stuff in your head, but if you do not know it, are you allowed calculators in this exam? I don't remember. I think you are. Yeah. So here we go. Then we'll look what option this is, and this is option A. Now for number 18, we're being asked to find the center of a circle. So if you remember from the equation of a circle, so first of all, we're given this equation, x minus 1 squared plus open bracket y minus 2 squared is equal to 16. And we're being asked what's the center of the circle. So this is the equation of a circle. What is the center? So if you remember the standard form for the equation of a circle, it is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So here it is x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 4 squared, and then that would be in the same form that this is in. So now from here, now we can basically extract the h and the k. So we want the h and we want the k. What is the h? The h is 1 and the k is 2. Don't be fooled and think that it's a minus because you see this negative in front of it. It's not a minus because that's already the standard form of the equation. You understand? So it's x minus h, so this is x minus 1, so the h that we want is 1, not minus 1. If this said x plus 1 and y plus 2, so then if it was like this, it would be basically x minus 1 all squared. So it's still in that form. You always want to get as x minus something, and this something would be the h. So the answer is 1, 2. Okay, so for question 23, we're given an equation of 2 cos squared theta plus 3 cos theta minus 2 is equal to 0. Alright, so the way how we will approach this problem is by letting x equal to cos theta, because this is a quadratic equation basically. If we let x is equal to cos theta, then we'll have 2x squared, right? Because this is basically cos theta squared, right? Then we'll have 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. From here now, we can say we'll take the first 2. So we'll take 2 times minus 2 is equal to minus 4. Then we'll take 1 times minus 4, 2 times minus 2. So I'm going to use 4 times minus 4. We'll have 2 open bracket x squared plus 4x minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So now we'll have 2x open bracket x plus 2 minus x plus 2. Now we'll have 2x minus 1 x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now when we solve for x, we have 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, 2x is equal to 1, therefore x is equal to a half. Then we'll have x plus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 2. Now remember that x is equal to cos theta. So now taking the first x, we have cos, until this box is off, cos theta is equal to a half. Therefore theta is equal to cos inverse of a half. And cos inverse of a half. Okay, so we know that cos inverse of a half is equal to 60, and cos theta of is equal to minus 2. Theta is equal to cos inverse minus 2, and that is undefined, so this one is out, so we're going to be focusing on this one. So when you look at the solutions, we have pi over 6, pi over 3, and so on and so forth. So if you remember degrees and radians now, so this is 60 degrees, right? So the way how we're going to convert degrees, so we're going to convert this degrees to radians, because it's radians that they're talking about now. And the way how we convert degrees to radians is by taking degrees times pi over 180, and that is equal to pi over 3. If you do not know what cosec squared x is, it's 1 over sine squared x. Sec squared x is 1 over cos squared x, and cot squared x is 1 over tan squared x. Okay? Alright. So there are many ways to solve these types of problems. So my way is not the only way. So if you find another way and that way works for you, that is perfectly fine. You understand? So I'm just going to go by the definition of what cosec squared x is. So that's 1 over sine. So there's no set way. So if you can figure it out in another way and you think that way is correct, and you maybe confirm with the teacher and say, okay, that can work, it can work. Right? So 1 over sine squared x will just be sine squared x. So we're saying, okay, I don't see any sine squared x in the multiple choice answers. So I'm seeing some things about tan, and I'm also seeing some things about arc cos, right? Working further now, we know this definition. We know that tan squared x is equal to sine squared x over cos squared x, right? This is sine squared x, so therefore tan squared x times cos squared x is equal to sine squared x by cross multiplication, because this would be over 1. So then that would be tan squared x times cos squared x. Okay, still do not see that in the solutions, but what I do see a tan, but I don't see a cos. But what I do see is a sec squared x, and I remember that sec squared x is equal to 1 over cos, right? So therefore, the answer is, remember that cos squared x is equal to 1 over sec squared x. So it's basically 1 over 1 over, it's basically 1 over 1 over cos squared x. But then that would be 1 over sec squared x. You understand? If you don't understand, just comment. I will respond and explain it even further. But I'm assuming that you understand. Right? So then we have tan squared x is equal to and that answer is